Savannah Speech and Hearing Center developed the area's only auditory oral preschool program for children ages 2 to 6 with cochlear implants. The program is designed to teach children to speak and understand spoken language.
They never turn anyone away. They have the sliding fee scale, so if you come here and you don't have the means to maybe have therapy or some of those services, they never turn anyone away.
In February, we decided to go forward with the surgery, and ever since then, she's been a different little girl. She knows that, you know, something has happened to her, and she's able to hear more. And being in the program that she's in with SoundStart has done significantly change. We could see a significant change in her.
Dr. Goldsmith, you know, he took care of our baby, and
a lot of prayers.
We
had a lot of prayers, and we knew that she had to get the surgery. So, you know, because you have a choice of whether your child's, you know, you want them to continue to be deaf and they just learn sign language, or you want them to hear. And we just really feel that, you know, it's God's desire for her to hear. And so I know that she will have a voice, you know, later on in the world, and really inspire and, you know, pull others to, if they want to hear, that, you know, that they can.
The services that we're getting here at SoundStart, and the program actually that she's in right now, she's in the program from 9 in the morning to 3 in the evening, and it's basically to help her understand, you know, what she's hearing. And we know she does hear now. She recognizes sound, but she doesn't recognize the sound that she hears. And they're teaching her how to recognize the different sounds and to correlate that into communication and to communicate with us. So she's learning her name, which is huge for us.
Miss Tracy said, you know, she called her name and she just looked up, you know, and I'm like, did she just do that?
Yeah.
She just said her name and she called. So I was like, wow, this school is definitely for her, SoundStart. So, you know, it's just a blessing, because my fear is if she runs out in the road, or if there's a dog charging at her and she don't see him, you know, I'm calling her name and she won't hear, you know, or if there's any kind of danger. So right now, to know that she can hear or recognize her name when you say it, you know, that's a blessing.
Once we got the news that there will be opportunity for her, it was very emotional for us, because it was kind of like one of those moments where, you know, a door opened up that we couldn't foresee happening, but we didn't want to close the door before it had an opportunity to open. So we pretty much stepped out and say, you know, let's look and just try. And, you know, if we get shut down, if it's a no, then at least we know we tried, you know. And the feeling of her getting accepted into the program, it was overwhelming, you know. I know I cry. I feel like I'm about to cry again just thinking about it. But my desire for my daughter and my children and my wife is to have the best opportunity, you know, in life. And a lot of times as a father, I feel like I'm inadequate. I don't be able to provide everything I need. And being that she had hearing loss and then she needed to learn, I felt like I wasn't going to help her succeed in life, because she was going to have this crutch or disability all her life, and she's going to be canceled out, or, you know, she's not going to have the opportunity. No one's going to see how smart or how bright she really is. But now we have like a renewed hope, you know, for her, you know. Her different interests, you know, she loved to play basketball. I'm like, well, she's never going to be able to do that. Now I'm thinking maybe she will, you know. So, you know, and she loves to pick up a book, but I'm like, well, how will she ever learn how to read? You know, if she can't hear, she will never know. But now, all of these different things that we see in her, we actually believe that it can actually happen. So I know I'm grateful.
You know, because I really feel like once, you know, she'll be unstoppable then. She really will. She'll be able to have all the opportunities as another child that doesn't need it. So that's what I'm excited about.
So there was always a hope, you know. I say it openly. You know, I used to pray over her ears every night before she went to bed, because my desire is like, you know, for her to hear. So it was like, you know, like I expressed earlier, after we came to see the program, the hope was renewed that there's an opportunity for her to speak, because the hope, and even though we believe we have faith, it started to dwindle. It's been so long and she wasn't having any progress. Once she got accepted into the program, then, you know, the light started to shine a lot more.